Hello everyone, this is Bytesauce and welcome to my mod showcase on BetterStorage by copygirl. This is a simple mod. It simply just expands vanilla storage, has nice attractive blocks, and it adds little mechanics that improve security. So let's get started. So the most basic block that this mod adds is storage crates. Now these storage crates connect like a multi-block structure, so you can put multiple ones together, like this block here, which is a 2x2x2, and it will increase the storage space of the crate, which is normally 2x9, to a much bigger storage. Now it won't show everything at once, so as you can see there is a fill indicator here and it shows how much it is full. Currently it's about 40%, and when you add things it will simply get stored off the screen. Now the weird thing about these is they will randomize the order of the items inside them every time you click on it. So as you can see, you've got 3 there here, 1 up here. Click it again, this one's gone, it's moved around somewhere. And the random nature of it means that when you add something like cobble, so this is full of dirt only to this screen full. Now if we add the cobble, it's off the screen. And then if we open it up again, the cobble is now over here. So the next block on the list is reinforced iron chests, or reinforced gold chests, diamond, emerald, copper, and there also is zinc, silver and tin. Now all these do is they add extra storage, so they add an extra 4 slots in comparison to a vanilla chest. So this is 3x9, where this is 3x13. And it doesn't matter which material you make it out of, so even if you make it out of diamond, you still get the same size inventory. And with vanilla chests, they can also double up like normal chests would, so we've now got 6x13. And the great thing about these is they can also withhold the blast of a creeper. So if a creeper was to happen to walk into your thing and blow up, then your chests would be safe. Next on the list of blocks are lockers. Now lockers, when you place them down, they orientate in the direction you're facing. So if I face this way, then the handle will be on this side, and as you can see they double up just like chests would, but rather than sideways they're up. And then they open up, they have a cool little animation with the door opening, and yeah, they're pretty cool. So these also have a effect where you can't click on the side that they that doesn't have the door, so only the door side will open, which does actually mean you could do something a bit odd in your house. So you could have multiple lockers on one side and have this as the wall, and then on the other side of the wall you've just got this interface, which you can't open up the lockers. Now lockers, just like chests, also have a reinforced stage where they will also withstand the blast of a creeper, and they also increase the inventory size. So this is normally the size of a double chest, which, well, I've only got a single one, so if we place down a single, as you can see, this is the same size as this. So these are the same size as a double chest, these are the same size as reinforced chests over here. So you can have multiple different metals and they look pretty cool. Now on to the more fun mechanics of this mod, which are these things, locks and keys. So I have a lock here and a key here, and to craft the lock itself you need the key. So if we take out one of these, as you can see the key remains, and we can do it again, the key's still there. And the great thing about these is if you throw on locks onto the inventory like this, then only the key that you crafted it with will open it. So there we go, I can open this one. I can also open this one with the same key. If I was to change to this key, I can't open this at all. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. So yeah, the lock's shut until I use the right key on it. Have to use it on the key. Sorry, on the lock, otherwise it won't open. So what about if you don't have the key? Well, simple enough. Walk up to it and keep bashing it with a pickaxe, a sword, or I believe an axe will work as well. And keep bashing it, and eventually it will break off. Now I was hitting one before for almost about 50 clicks, I think it was. So it was with this pickaxe, and yeah, it takes some time. Now that's just the basic lock. You can also enchant your locks with different things. So persistence will make it harder to break off. So if you wanted to protect your chest from people hitting it, and I believe this will make it virtually impossible to break off. Like, it will take a long time to break off. It'll also increase the blast resistance of the block itself, and you can increase it to basically withstand TNT. So that's pretty cool. Another one you've got is security, and what this does is it will offer protections against key enchants. Now I'll tell you what the key enchants do later, but that's what this will do. The next one along is shock, and the maximum level of this is only 3, and what this will do is if you try and attack it, it will damage the player. So if I was to put that on one of these and then attack it, so let's put that down there, give it an attack, ow, I'm on fire. So yeah, so that's what that does. So if you try to break that lock with no sort of protection, there's a chance you'll probably die. And the last one is trigger. Now what trigger does, as you can see, it's only got a single enchant on it, so it doesn't have more than one level, but it will emit a redstone signal when it's attacked. So if you place it on a chest and say you've got a blast resistant room, put some TNT under it or something, you attack it, it sets off the TNT, the person's either going to run away or take the blast. I'm pretty sure they'll probably run away. But moving on to the key enchants. Now key enchants can have 3 different ones, and the first one is lockpicking. Now what lockpicking does is if you have something with, say this one, which I believe has security 3 on it, you can try and break off the lock with the lockpicking key. Now as you can see, the lockpicking is level 5. Now if we shift right click, the lock will come off, and now it's got a lockpicking of level 4. So each time you do it, it will remove one of the levels. So now we've got a lockpicking of 3, and now we can't remove it because the security of this is higher than the key can unlock. It can still unlock smaller ones, but yeah. So that's lockpicking. The next one along is unlocking. Now what this does is it will give it a chance to unlock any of the locks that it chooses. Now this doesn't lose any enchantment, so if we try to take off this one, it doesn't work, but sometimes it will. This one will work. These will work quite easily, and this one works. So shock 3, perfectly fine, didn't do anything to me. And that's with a unlocking key. And then the final key is this one, morphing key. What this does is it will permanently change to a lock that it can't already open. So in this case, these 2 locks are exactly the same key. So if we were to use it on this one, it now morphs into this key, so it acts like the key that would normally open this. So that's the different enchants you can put on locks and keys. And the cool thing about keys as well is you can also dye them. So if you were to put it in here, it has 2 different types of dye. One is this little part here, and the other part is, as you can see on this key, the whole thing itself. And it's in 2 stages, so to dye the bit in the middle, you can add up to from 1 to 7 different colours. So it also works on the chromatic scale like leather armour does, so it will mix the colours together. And to colour the whole key, you just surround the whole thing in dye, take out the key, and then if you wanted to colour the middle bit, you can do that as well, and that gives you this type of key. So as you can see, change this up a bit, put some black dye on, and we've got a slightly different colour. So I have an inventory full of random keys. Now I've got, say, hundreds of chests, maybe have half a dozen different keys, and we need this thing. So if you shift right click, it will open an inventory and you can throw on all the keys. As you can see, this changes the texture of this, so up to 3 keys it will hold. And then all you'll do is if there's a matching key, you should be able to open it. Now this won't use any of the lockpicking enchants or any of the other types of enchants. It will just try and open the lock as it would normally be. So if it's your house, then you should be able to attach all your keys to it and you'd be able to get into all of them. Now, in my opinion, definitely the most cool blocks in this mod are the backpacks. Now, they look pretty cool on the floor, and if you open it up, this one is the size of a double chest. But the cooler thing about them is if I switch to third person mode and I shift and break it, the backpack is now on my back, so I can run around and I've got a portable inventory. Now, if I want to access something in my backpack, there's 2 ways of doing it. If you are on a multiplayer server and you have a friend with you, they can just open the backpack that's on your back. If I was to run away, it will close it like any other inventory. And if I'm on my own, I can just shift, right click with an empty hand, and it will place it on the floor. And then we can access any of the items. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Ta-da! See? all inside. And there are different types of these backpacks, so there are 3 different types, as you can see. We'll switch back to first person. And the first one is just as this, like a standard double chest. Next one is a ender backpack, and as you can see, I've added some items into this, and this obviously matches up with a vanilla ender chest. So if I was to take stuff out of here, it wouldn't be in here anymore. I can also put stuff in here, and it's now over here. So that's the ender backpack. And the other one, if you have Thaumcraft installed, it will add the thaumaturge backpack. This is a much larger interface, and the cool thing about this is if you don't go over the normal inventory, so if I add stuff here, it's perfectly fine. But if I was to go past the standard inventory of this thing, it will start to create flux. Now, the mod also adds, as well as the thaumaturge backpack, it adds the thaumium chest, so that's pretty similar. So there's 3 cool little items that the mod adds. Now, definitely one of the funnier but probably quite cool items is these cardboard boxes. Now, it's a simple inventory. It's just 1 row of 9 slots, and you can add whatever you like to it. So you can add different things to it. And then what you can do with this is you break it, and you'll pick it up, and as you can see, it says 60 orange dye, 60 ink sacs. Now, walk along, say we want to move house, so we don't want to live here anymore. We want to live just by these crates. So place it back down. We can then open it up, take all the items out of it, and then this will act like normal storage, but you can't move it once you've used it. So once I've moved it from any position, once I've filled it up with an item, I break it again, completely disappears. So it's a single-use movable inventory. Now this would be pretty cool if you was moving house, because it pretty much gives you 9 slots for every slot in your backpack. So that's pretty cool. Now, cardboard boxes are obviously made using cardboard, and the other thing it adds that you can use with cardboard is cardboard armor. Now, this is on one of the armor stands, which this mod also adds, so that's pretty cool. And cardboard armor, you can dye it any color you want, just like you would leather armor. Pretty rubbish though, not gonna lie. It's got very little very little durability. So as you can see in the corner, we have the durabilities. Now, going back to these armor stands, these are pretty cool. If you shift click, it will split the inventory up to its 4 slots. So shift right click will put the items onto the stand. Now, if you right click the item, it will go into your hand. If you shift right click the item, it will go straight onto your body. Now, I've got 2 sets of armor here. This is another set from Metallurgy. And if I shift right click these, it will swap the items over. So now I'm wearing this armor. Click the 4 items, and I'm now wearing my cardboard armor. Pretty cool. I like that. And finally, the last item in the mod, which is the drinking helmet. Now, pretty cool item, this one. You take it off my head first. Now, if I was to put this in a crafting inventory with a potion of swiftness and a potion of regeneration, doesn't really matter which potions, it will use, as far as I'm aware, any of them. And I craft it up. As you can see, it says remaining use is 12. So what this helmet does is if we put it on our head, we've now got 2 little potions attached. So there's one there and one there. And if I hit F, I take a sip of the potion, and I can now get regeneration and speed. Now, if I was to drink the whole potion in one go, I just repeatedly hit F, and it will increase the durability of the potion all the way up to the 12 uses, and then you can simply recharge it. Now, it acts like any other piece of armor, so as you can see down here, we've got armor durability, and it will also take damage if you're attacked wearing it, but it's pretty cool. So that's it for the BetterStorage mod. Now, adds plenty of items. I enjoy it a lot. There's quite a cool range of things. They're very handy features as well, such as the locks and keys, and it's very useful. So this mod is still actually a work in progress mod, and there's plenty of features that are already planned by copygirl. There's also a list of ideas that could be added to the mod. So check it out in the forum post below. There will be a link in the description. And that's it. So thanks for watching my mod showcase on BetterStorage by copygirl. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you later.